What is it? Yo, bro. You know, put all because people I'm saying wali prison wala rekona. Nani makosi nyakanga kanti. How? Serious, man. He was like nani nyakanga like okobela ufuna neje. Isatha maku record. Or the feed. Court. No, there's nothing like court, man. What do you mean? No, that's what like case like. Oh. Canada Vistas, you know Canada Vistas, yeah. Mixed ocean, bro. Yeah, what are you telling us? What they eat? Kana go tell it all on you what then like. Unge simple. Bokwala ba thusa nako. Yeah. Even though batlo go stlatla ka usana ba batla ba hotla go thusitse nhlalo. Yeah. My name is Lalas, Kholo, aka Oh, show as always, I'm not alone, I'm with you,
MySunflower. Hello. Welcome to another episode of The Kasi Uncover. Today we have a special. Okay. And when I say special, I mean it. We have a very special guest by the name of Tshepo. Hello, Tshepo.
Hi, Lee.
How are you?
Sharp.
I'm good. Welcome to the Kasi Uncover. How does it feel to be here?
You feel I'm sharp.
Yeah.
I can say you feel welcome.
Ne?
Yeah.
That is nice.
Alright.
He's actually the first guest to ever come and be like, "Hey, give us this." But we understand. We get it. Yeah. So before we just deep dive into it, I know there's a lot of questions that Lalas has. He's been planning to have a sit down with you here. Before we get into all of that, Lena, I know I've been planning, but before we get into all of that, please tell us who is Tshepo.
Okay. Tshepo ke mfana Msotho. Thokozani, Masedi, Khanya, Ndawo, Kamaku, Makosi. Yeah, Kalibito ke Nthugeng. I'm from Free State, a place called Tabanchu. Yeah, this is Thugeng. Like my spiritual name is Thongelihle. Yes. Yo, I'm very interested in this.
Are you maybe Gogo Thongelihle?
Yeah, I can say Petabo Gogo na Mkhulu.
So, are we supposed to address you as Tshepo or we can say Gogo or Khehla?
Yeah, I can. That's a Mkhulu. It's the same thing because Kitwari Kibon Kholo, on the other side, so it's the same thing.
Yeah. I mean, you Tshepo. I think we're gonna use Tshepo because I think the Govela, not Govela, but the Gogo will restrict us. But you know, we want to explore
from Tshepo. Which is a name that he even tattooed. I think. No. Mukubu. Yeah, this is my claim. It's Mukubu. Empa ona lina lan Thugeng le tswa kae? Thugeng ke lebitso le ke le fileng ke ntate wa ntate wa ka le ena he was named after that like ke lebitso la ntate wa hae. Oh. Yes. So like na ke fitla ko hae like ke ntate moholo. Even elder people like they bow.
Oh, because of the name that you got from your grandfather. Yeah. That's interesting.
So my grandfather was a traditional healer.
Yeah.
Never to be Tankalona Lina constant. Babanyani bampitsa Nkalona. No. Yeah, normally basilisa Tshepo. Oh, Tshepo. Dina lo tseba Nkalona la Tshepo. Yeah. Lo jola Nkalona. Jola Nkalona.
So, Tshepo, right now, and I think it's evident to everyone that you are a traditional healer, but you can correct us if that's not how we put it in the future. Yeah, but I think before we get into that, you know, we know that you were a pastor. Like, please tell us how do you transition from being a pastor to now the tradition side of things?
Go. Okay, ke tlo qala ka hore ya ne ke rata kereke too much ne ke tsena kereke batsalwane. I was like full time ke le da. Pila like qelle ko mahaeng. Okay, qelle ko mahaeng whereby I started attending church ko teng. So there was this other time ko hae bana ba ntse mpho ya badimo, whereby like it's a God, it's a Thanksgiving, yeah, to our forefathers. So whenever it's like go high, so I had to participate there, and it was on Sunday. On the meantime, we go cricket. So like my aunt, she was like, "Oh yeah, and what are you doing? Like your roots. Why you like like you don't wanna listen, like but what whole so I go cricket kila one. It's like you like bosiu ba teng azanka robala bosiu ba teng guys ne nka re ke tswile rush like my whole body like we senga ke tsoa like there's nothing kila one like there's nothing ke ipotsa like it lo ba once off thing kila one e tsa hale into your happy ke ipotsa uncle la ke like ke ngwa ya bosiu ke tsanga ke tswale magopo like kila one are mona like your roots like ke re ke yang ko yona like you are not supposed to be there kila one. So I was ignorant all these years. Like I came back this side. Nka se buka lebitso kereke ya teng. Ke go number 6.
Oh, go negative.
Yes, my guy. So though like no kena le those like visions ke la bona. Ke bona ntho to see you saying like it's a hard in teng. Though like my mom ona twasitse le yena. Ke la bona. So na twasitse mama ka like ke mmotsa re monna. Kereke we kena like ayo tshwanela like it's on uncono like go pastor ke no mama like kereke ke ne tshwanetseng ke la bona. Until Kijika decide ka 2019 I Kijika decide.
So no tsena kereke in the motive sleep maro side in motive sleep.
No ke tsana go deep sleep like on the other side ko mahaeng no ke tsana kereke eng but
It's different, but it's
different.
the same thing.
It's the same thing. Yeah. So
Yeah.
that this side ka quita this side quitile 2019 before lockdown. That's why we keep put over there. I wanna more like I've done church. Then it's because all these things no didn't change kila bona. And but ba botsana go bona ka like bona ba hlana ho sona but then I will like the pain when we plan like kila bona and totso di bona cause at the end ntho tse di bona di ka qabanya le batho kila bona. So it happens I went to my spiritual father now. He's my father's friend. His name is Mkhulu Thongelihle. So yeah, so kireki ya mona mputa ba ikehla. When I like tabata when I start to there's no need to quality. Ever since that day, yeah, because like discrimination in the fire, criticism in the fire, yeah, you know the pastor. Yeah, it's full of. Why?
And Tshepo, that time when you walked in here and Tshepo had said a statement and I was like, please save this one for the camera.
Yeah.
He said, I hate pastors. Please tell us about that.
And yo,
please tell us about that. Please.
Yeah.
Lee and Lalas, waiting to tell I hate pastors because like they're ignorant in some of the things. Though whenever like the spiritual thing, I believe like if you only go to the king, you are being spiritual. You are living like the physical. Like spiritual. So no, you wanna like whereby if you platform go to the king like I can intercessor like my intercessing I turn it out to Baba. Kile yabo evangeli like you can apostle like a I preach whereby we move to of this toilet. What are you preaching? So they will be like, wait now, like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Like, I'm done this church. I get back, even today.
But don't you think if you had listened to your mother and went to apostolic, you'd probably be one of the prophets? Because I get in church they do it, especially in such churches, you get to like do it the prophetic way and still.
Plus,
Yeah, something about statements like my grandfather, he was a traditional healer. In the meantime, he was a bishop and the apostolic church.
Oh, those there.
That's why they call it like I was ignorant.
Yeah, it's a big time.
Yeah, I was ignorant.
And I grew up talking about what is it?
Yo, bro.
You know, somebody said to me the first I encountered a traditional healer was this guy was my mentor, also working for Africa Tico.
Yeah.
So this guy he's in upspace. And the other day,
so Tshepo, you've explained you went to your Govela. Then what when you get there? What's the next step? Because he told you your things are like straight. Somebody lying.
So I was told get a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then because like before he did consult mama ka pedi. Then we pay like I partly some cheap then. So as I was saying, when you as the weather was windy and cloudy, then we went to the water. We had this huge sound. Huge sound. It was like like cause no water guys, no water. And like it's my first time he can like a waterfall. And it's a danger zone no whereby anything gets at any time. Because le motho na kenya ka metsi ona some type like fund one. So kene ka metsi then this whereby like makhosi wa ko metsing a fitlha ke mo ke batle ke tsamaya ka metsi then my spiritual dad jumpela ka metsi because ne ke itlweletse like ke pitso itse again ntho e tsalang a etsale because like I think ba ne ba kwatile badimo kwa because like nkile na gore ke submit go bona and ntho tsa ka nna like to be honest the way in le N1 like ntho e le nngwe ke bona step by step even now I can sense a thing then and I just need to partner under yona then if ke mo le go then ke partly then e tsamaya. So then ga khutla go meeting whereby ke hopola mantswe a pulitseng ona ro itse keng wa bona sinswelele go gaqile so ba tlo bitsa ka mloyi o ya thakatha like those kind of things ke ba lo and ba di like I was like okay mari you should know one thing dipuo tsa bona like di tlo godisa go semoyeng di tlo godisa go semoyeng and I'm glad go di godisitse even go spanning they have tried bro like with their mutis bona dinalete like go di bona like ke sa di tshware na ka makino go tsa motho ke re itse ke go bofele dilo tseo ke ba zamile then ba tlholile bona is why by no sa believe like badimo ba phela. I was under inflation of like badimo ke badimo and until ke bona like badimo ke in ka my own eyes
you experienced badimo yourself.
Yeah, I'm badimo myself. I'm ke phela badimo like each and everything ke etsa like ke etsa ka tlhompho. I respect them. I respect their time.
You know, I wanted to ask you. You mentioned your Govela said now that you've been initiated, you have the stuff and all of that. But you are this, you are that. How was the treatment of your church members, your church mates, the previous ones? Because I get you going to church and then now you navigated. Like, how was it like when they were bumping into you, ghostwriting and stuff?
Yo, Lee, like no ke tshaba because no ke tsama ke apere le bike ko strateng and ke gatlile by that time ke la bona like batho ba tlo sheba like obviously ko taxi like ba sheba snacks ke la bona as if like you are not a human.
It used to be more than this.
Is it?
Yeah.
Ke la bona
No apara didn't trade.
yeah di control like okay na control nyaka like
Yeah,
like no ke self confidence ya ka salawa ya ko fatshe ke la bona until ke di thola hore ke nna mang and ke phile le batho ke la bona ke seo modimo le badimo ba reng ke sona because ankare ke phela under William motho like izweba ke tlo lahlela go teng ke la bona ke tlo etsa dintho tse ke sa tlhole ke etsa dintho ka tsela e sharp ke tlo etsa ntho tse itswang ke batho ke tlo etsa ntho tse batlwang ke badimo ba ka le modimo
100%.
ke la bona so like it's after that my like that thing ya khutlo itse ke nthugeng like this is you man you can like bona ska ga le dipuo tsa batho like people ba tlo re
Because when you come back, you never met like some challenges or now that there's a bit of a change. Because no one's spanner the restaurant.
yeah, even now I'm still making the challenges in the little thing because people they were surprised to like what's happening no like bampitsa mosotho ko spanning mosotho ke eng yana ka dilo tse ke dilo tse ke eng like because le motho wa teng wa bona o butsa o ba salty ka re o ba salty ko sfatlheo like ke lo mang tse like dilonyana tse be ya bontlha yeah is where ke nna ka rapelo ka be ke thoma ba itse ke tlo ba against Christianity ke la bona like I still like sometimes ke batla di answers living le today sometimes ke batla di karabo and I'm getting them each and every day ke la bona sa le bampitsa moloi ko spanning this guy sa le ke batla lo msua
And he called you like Ngoromulo.
yeah because he was accusing me cause like utsitse something which is like I can't because ntho ya teng no ke mo tshwaretse yona ke be ke re brake ari ya wena sana bende re ngwe tsentse ka re malapi a bona ke bona setlhare mo ke re setlhare if nne nya go fetsa ka I'm so to so you guys in public like ne go tlo fetsa ka wena
The dark humor in the Asian cover.
So I born so when you go to Musua okay cause like no di Sangoma di na le dire tsa bona le bona ke la bona re na le our association ke la bona re na le association ya rena.
Are you registered? Do you have a certificate?
Me not yet.
Oh
yeah
because I know there's the certificate.
Yeah not yet.
But are you at the point where you can practice traditional Hida duties like, or you still just a student?
I'm a student in the meantime. If you can consult, I can help you. Because no, like everything that I'm doing is like like more spiritual that so get one challenge. Little today like challenges go spanning yeah treatment is something thing whereby I have to hide my beats as if like Kibulaile mode. I was like, now. In case it hide. This is me.
Like
yeah, this is me.
Ne?
Killer one. Salaba against you another thing. I was like, this is me. In case it's next.
Yeah, please tell me here, Tshepo. I know. I think by just the story that you told us the first time we go meeting, based on what happened. I mean, that wasn't a proper experience, but you came out there.
Yeah.
I think, for a lack of a better word, let me say powerful, because like you came out knowing who you are and having to connect with your ancestors.
Yeah.
Although you took your own time, so I would like you to tell us like how difficult or how easy was your journey along even after that? Like how was it?
As to give you like me, it was not easy because as ki buile like batho ba bangata ba tlo nka nako go ba understand. Even though like after even my friend like Chomitsaka, they normally like make joke like ba etsa joke ka ntlo kila bona ke kuke like kila bona ke kwata because like anka kwata everything ya moshe kila bona so normally I prefer my own space one, like I prefer my own space.
So the customer owner, how have you ever met a customer or maybe I badly did you because you're the one who delivered or you're the one who made the food or something because you're in restaurant?
I remember this day, Lalas. Finally Sunday, this other woman, Adikona, she wanted to give me a rhapsody. You know the rhapsodies, those books.
Yeah.
You must know your God. What? Tell you. Come, let's begin.
That moment of
take this. All what an modimo ke modimo nna ka bona. There's no need ke lo batla modimo. O kile bona. Because na ke motho immediately o tlo mpotsa something negative. I will go deeper. O kile bona. I will go deeper. Because it's iba argument nyana snacks go drive through. It's like traffic, like managers are like Simon, what's like no, this woman like his religion, killer one. Kimo kitlile mo batho bana no re modimo ke mo Christ, modimo se mo Christ.
Okay, what are you telling us?
O killer one, modimo se mo Christ. There's no one like Indians they bana le modimo wa bona wa gold. Rona as Africans na modimo se Christian, modimo se Christian, modimo se mo Christ. And I remember saying modimo. We are just praising him each and every day. And he gets back to us like kaditaba tse sharp.
Busy or modimo le badimo, and probably there are some people who think or the Sangoma dina modimo or believe
Before we communicate with our forefathers, re qala ka modimo then re tla go badimo.
Modimo is the creator.
Modimo is the creator. O created badimo ba rena. That's why we serve under badimo ba rena. Then re serve under modimo. It's one thing.
So when you are against Christ, if someone says Jesus Christ, you are not in the name of Jesus.
Yeah, because by that time I was John Cena.
So now you are fine.
So when you got a Christian religion,
so please tell me here, like how I mean, you've lived in the Christianity side, you are now in the tradition side of things, right? Which world into, I'm just gonna call these two lives worlds, you know?
Yeah.
Which world did you find more fruitful in terms of your life having to progress the way you would envision it to? I think I know the answer already, but it's fine. You can give it to us.
Yeah, to be honest, like I wanna in this journey ke kire le rato le ne ke le batla under lefatshe la di Sangoma ke la bona like Sangomas they're full of love, even though some of them were easy like ba teng ba sa rataneng. Ba teng ba sa rataneng. Yeah. Nah, not lawyer. My brother bulang lawyer. So ke really lerato on the other side, and you feel free. I can express my feelings, even when like I get chanta more. Like you can see, like this is me. I can't see myself I get chanta more, but then, but on both bruh. Like kila one. Bakutshele kwesinye isikhathi bekuvuke bani because like laba like batho ba ditseng like no ke ba bangata and how fitla go kana kwa hayo batho mo sefe le yena. Yeah,
I think maybe that's why they say spiritual people need to spend time by themselves.
Yeah,
that's why you don't have to be awakened by your feelings. You don't have to be angry from time and again, because then you are awakening a lot of things. Exactly. You understand?
So kile wa ba le client e tlang go wena e nyaka o mo direle dirty work, like mphe love potion or monna ka wa fela ke nyaka go loya mosadi o ntseng a di busy le yena.
I remember that last day kile ko Sun City. Kara Sun City straight. And I didn't blame anyone or why kile Kara Sun City. I knew in Kara Sun City. Whenever
you mean jail?
Yeah, jail, straight jail, Sun City. Yeah. There was this other Sotho guy. Arekonna, Kehla, can you please do something for Nna? He's from Lesotho. Arekopa on get something. Ke tlo first keep aside because ke batla ho tswa ka hara this place. Go botsa like letsatsi leo like ho tlile batho more than 10 just because I'm wearing beads.
Le ba bang ba nye go roba bofe.
O kila bona. Ba bang ba batla go nna ba batla di-tools. I was like, no, ke se gone tools because wa bona ke sale under the fifi ke tshwana le lona. Ba bo ke tshwana le lona. But immediately ke tswa, there's a movement e ka etsahalang. Ke sa tsebe le teng e tlo nka nako e kae. O kila bona. So people like they were ba iputsa le batho ba apara dipheta ba tshwariwa le bona because people am sadung wa le prison wa la kona nani makosini akanga kanti how serious man. He was like nani ni akanga like ukobela ufunani ejele ngethi ukobela umuntu.
Why were you arrested?
Ke shapile motho. Shapile motho. Motho a bula case. Because I won't go deeper there. Yeah, I won't go deeper there because
it's a good court. Or
court. Yeah. No, there's nothing like court.
What do you mean?
No, that's what like case like.
Oh.
Canada Vistas, you know Canada Vistas. Yeah. Mixed ocean, bro. Yeah,
what are you telling us?
What are you
telling us?
So we did something with like Casey Fair, because no get like my reputation or in Galuza Span.
Yeah.
And it's a pet record.
So how long did you spend your time in Sun City?
I spent 5 days. I was not eating, I was not doing anything. It's limited like 2 days.
No.
They can't. They can't.
Okay, so the only thing we can like be humble.
Yeah. So how many people want to stay in Haramajita, including the one out is a t-shirt?
No, that guy utile ko nabusuba thing. The second day azanka mon.
Oh.
Kila una zanka mon. Because you mugina na kuntori rapia ko di code kila bona ba bona ka mon dentro da code. Yaba since like vandaga since mugina tsatsile.
You haven't seen the guy?
Yeah.
So please tell me here, Tshepo. I mean, you mentioned the love that you guys have as Sangomas, you know, and stuff, the unity and everything.
Yeah.
I mean, there are people, we've had stories of a certain Sangoma stealing someone's gifts, you know, taking someone's visions, and have you maybe seen that around the people that you are with, or maybe had the stories from others for you know, Ngare Lalas played with Tabo's talent or gift per se.
Yeah, I think to know eating when I Lalas as ke chulo like if you look at go le 99% o trustwa ke sedimo sa halong. 10% e tlalwa ke gobela. So as ke like how can I go le you must be humble, o bule pelo ya hao, communication go no ba teng wena le sedimo sa hao, o bule ditsebe kila bona o bule ditsebe ra bona ntho ka nako so if there's a danger it waits alanko under the yard more trusting ko teng. You must tell your gobelo father ona le ntho so e tloetsalang le gona ithiba ntho ba speed wa ntlhalwa. So some people ba tlo dinga like bokobela ba bona ba utsutse di gift tsa bona, which is true. Yeah, it's a ke ntho ya etsahala but next way experience and they are going as dim sa how se powerful of tla kai because now I don't believe wa bona standard se ke leng ko sona dim sa ka like ha ba mfitlhele next next even though like like I'm even scared to give about like what's gonna happen because judgmentally it is too much towards him.
And you
I don't care, bro.
Because you might be like
there was a time this guy was afraid even to There was a time, like almost passed. When I started to maybe he thought I was gonna judge.
Because you guys went to the same church.
Not only because of that, and I wonder why. Because I used to have them under. He used to be under my talent agency. He's a singer, this guy.
So why were you scared of greeting Lalas? What was happening?
Confidence in essence and lefatshe. And the society touring ba setse ba mpona ke apere masela strateng ke kentse difatshe tshweu le tse tshehla le tse jwang ke la bona hey wena o moloi hey wara ke la bona even le mo ke dulang ko teng mo ne ke dula teng pele ke tsene ke thota cause me wa teng she was naughty. She was naughty.
Like the under naughty.
Yeah. Even today, I don't groove. I don't groove. If you want to be, I buy little control my old bag. Yeah, the one if you want anything, it can control kiana. Or if you want to get on the starting, because if you haraba to katalelana, you feel that pressure, like there's a power Italian man. So I no katalelana like
don't you suffocate?
Yeah.
And I want to go to meditate.
No, I think he did say that he doesn't want to get into Lalas.
Why?
Where were you?
I was
you
here.
So you get suffocated like when you're around probably crowds and stuff.
Yeah. That's why I prefer my own space. Like if you want to know ke nako gating. If you go ya no ke sharp or if you want to know nako ke somewhere else near my spiritual dad. Like meeting, then we do our things and like we chill there.
I mean, Tshepo, you before we started shooting, you mentioned that you've been staying here since 2008, right?
Yeah.
And I think 2008 was the year I left here to go home with my grandmother. That was the year I started staying that side.
Yeah.
So you've been staying here. You are here. You look very young. And we've seen people your age around here. They've given themselves into drugs. You know, they've given themselves into other things. Others have even given up on life. You know, they're doing all these. They're involved in a lot of things around Mokasi. I mean, I think a lot of people now know what life, how an upbringing of a young boy Kokasi looks like. You know, would you say that probably the church that you were attending, where you were doing your sermons and everything, kept you away from the streets? Besides anything that happened.
Yeah. I was naughty, like I was naughty. Like let's do. 2008 sharp ke nako ke fitla go juice. Ke kena sekolo go re shumile. Go number ke nako se buile actually ka 2008 re shumile go number 6 se bula like study ka rena. No ke tsuwa but se motsuwa no ke ikutso ke la bona. No ke tsamalela le majita ba o tlhabana but then kana go tsele tsolo ni wa tsen like unke simponi bokwala ba thusa nako even do batla go stlatla ka o sana ba batla ba go tla go thusitse ntlhaleng so le kira ke no ke kena ke yona like muruti like there's a muruti ba ke muruti maba so to say his name yeah I can understand that guy under that church you know number 6 so I'm saying that guy bra no le potential go wena e tla go kerekeng ke mo ne thoma go ting then 2013 be ke go mine because no ke le stone to mama ka bon like ke se fetse sekolo mona ya go mine ke lo fetse matric wa ka ke fitile ka 2017 le teng no ke jika people no bana no ke tsubanya go just because ke slimile you know the lifestyle go mine go tshwana ha o kere ntho e batlang